Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I will be breaking down the 2 trades I took on Tesla using level 2 strategy that I will be discussing in this video, and in total on these 2 trades I made approximately $2,000. We will be breaking down the level 2, time in sales, the levels I was watching and the book map of Tesla as well, so make sure that you guys watch this video till the end because this video is definitely gonna help you with your trading journey. Let's start with my game plan for the day that I post every single market open day on our Discord group. So if you guys want to be part of our Discord group, the link will be in the description box below. I was watching Tesla for the day because the overall market was slightly gapping up in the pre-market. Tesla was around $840 to $845 in the pre-market. But these days you have to be very careful and not be biased on the stocks because market has a tendency to either go towards the upside or towards the downside, because some days market will gap up but you will see a clean sell-off. Some days the market will gap down but you will see strength in the market. That's why you have to be very flexible and dynamic in this market, and obviously focus on your risk management. And that is the exact reason why I'm being a bit open-minded these days. I have my levels both for upside and downside when I'm watching a stock. So similarly on Tesla, I was watching 850 and the yesterday high, which was around 855 for a break towards the upside, and I was watching the 825 to 835 zone for a break towards the downside, because if you focus on this hourly chart, the high of this hourly candle is approximately 835. And we also have a lot of support from 825 to 835. So I was watching this zone for a break towards the downside, 820 to 835 zone, and the break of 850 for a break towards the upside. Because if we come under 820, we might even break $800 level, which was approximately the previous day low. Previous day low was $801. So if we break 801 and if we get some momentum, there's a high chance we might break 800 and continue towards the downside. So now we broke down the higher time frame, the hourly chart of Tesla. Let's now focus on the 1-minute chart and see what happened right within the first 5 minutes of market open. Tesla tried to break towards the upside, it failed, then it broke towards the downside. I took my first trade right here, and this was completely based on level 2, which I will be discussing soon. But later in the day, after the first 15, 20, 30 minutes, Tesla failed to make a new high. So what I mean is that this high was lower than this high, and this high is lower than this high. When I noticed that there's weakness on this stock, buyers are not able to make a new high, and when Tesla broke the low of the day, my next trade was right here on the pullback to 827. Let's now jump on to my entries and exits. Let's first take a look at my first trade that was based on level 2, then my second trade that was also based on level 2, and I caught a really good move in my favor on my second trade. But before we do that, make sure that you guys give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification because it helps out the channel a lot to reach new traders out there. Let's now start with the book map of Tesla, because my first trade on Tesla was completely based on book map. This is within the first 2 minutes of market open. At the moment it's 9:30 a.m. Tesla is trying to hold this $830 level as the low of the day because we have a big buyer sitting right here. This 830 to 830 zone is acting as a strong zone because we have a lot of buyers sitting around 830 and 831 zone. That is the $1 region on Tesla. Towards the upside, we have this 836 to 837 zone. So that means a lot of sellers are sitting between 836 and 837. So as a trader, if I want to trade Tesla towards the upside, I want Tesla to come above 837 so that I can scalp a trade towards the upside for the break of 840. So what I mean is that if I want to take a trade towards the upside, I will wait for Tesla to come above this zone, wait for a retest to 835 or maybe 837 and take it on the pullback for the break of 840. So I'm watching this zone for a break towards the upside on Tesla. I'm watching this zone for a break towards the downside. Now on the second minute, that is a 9:31 a.m. Tesla got rejected from 835 first time at 9:30 a.m. On the 9:31 a.m. candle, Tesla got rejected from 835 again. So that means buyers are not able to take it above 835. Now as a trader, when I'm looking at level 2, I'm looking at weakness on the stock. We have a strong level 830 underneath us. So I'm like, if sellers are able to take this $831 level, we have a lot of buyers sitting there. I will enter my position for the break of 830 and continuation towards the downside, because if we break 830, we don't have any big orders until 825. We have approximately 7,000 shares at 825. We have approximately 4,000 shares sitting at 830, but between 830 and 825, we only have like 800, 500 and 900 shares. So it's not a strong level. So that is the reason if I'm able to catch the break of 830 towards the downside, my profit target can be 825. Now looking at level 2, when I saw the break of 831, I placed my my order to get filled. We will jump onto the recording of my entries and exits and see how I was able to manage this position. After the break of 830, as I said, we don't have any clean level until 825. I took my last partial around 825, making around $500 on this trade. So here's the recording of my entries and exits on Tesla. As we just discussed on the book map, that Tesla failed to hold above 835. There was a big seller at 836 and 837. Tesla failed to hold above 835 and there was a big buyer at 831 and 830. So if sellers are able to take that buyer at 831, there's a high chance that we might break 830 and continue towards the downside towards 825. When I saw weakness around 831, just before the break of 831, I placed my order to get filled. I got filled 5 contracts. I'm trading 820 puts and my fill price is 16.50. My stop loss on this trade is the break of 832 towards the upside and my profit target is the break of 825. So as per my plan, I did not take my partials because I was expecting the break of 825, but around 826 we might even bounce from 825. As you guys know, if I am in a position and if I catch $4 to $5 move on Tesla, I will make sure to lock in some profits because my entry was at 831. Around 826 I covered 3 of my contracts at a fill price of 17.67 and 17.76. I'm holding 2 of my contracts to see if we can get the break of 825. When I was looking at some strength around 826 and 827 and Tesla was making this wick around 826, I just covered my whole position and my last 2 contracts at a fill price of 17.81 and 17.52, overall making around $600 on this trade by only holding this trade for like 1 or 2 minutes, which is amazing. As you guys saw, I took my profits before the break of 825. Tesla did break 825 later in the day, but my strategy during this market is just to take my quick profits. My risk on this trade was approximately $1 on the underlying asset. I had a really good entry on this trade, so if I catch a $5 move on Tesla, I will make sure to lock in some profits. I can always enter my position again if I see a really good setup, but in this market in February 2022 and even in January 2022, stocks are very volatile. Stocks are going from low of the day to high of the day in one candle, so that's why I don't want to be a part of that harsh pullback if it gives one. Now here's the recording of my second trade on Tesla, and as you guys can see, exiting right here on my first trade was the right call, because if I would have held that trade for even maybe a few more seconds, I would have lost money on that trade, and that's what I was talking about. Stocks are moving from low of the day to high of the day in a matter of 1 or 2 candles, and that's why I'm making sure to lock in my profits in this market environment. But now looking at the 1-minute chart, as I already discussed, Tesla failed to make a new high of the day. So what I mean is that this high is lower than this high is lower than this high, and Tesla failed to hold above $835 level. Then we had a strong push towards the downside with high volume. On the pullback, the volume is going down, and the previous low of the day where I took my partials was around 827 and 828. So as a trader, I'm looking for a pullback entry for the next push towards the downside, because this dotted line, this bold dotted line is the previous day close. So if I can get a good pullback entry for the break of previous day close, that is a move from green to red for the day, I will be able to make good money on this trade. So let's now take a look at my entries and exits. We had a slight push above 827. Buyers tried to push it above 827, but that push was shorted. We had a lot of red around 826 and 827, and that was around the previous low of the day as well, right? So that's why when I saw weakness around 827, I got filled 5 contracts. I'm trading 810 puts and my fill price was 13.50. My stop loss on this trade was the break of 827 towards the upside. So you guys can see I got a really good entry on this trade based on level 2, and my risk is very small on this trade. My entry was around 826.5 and my stop loss is the break of 827 or maybe 828 on this trade. So my risk is a very low on this trade. I'm entering on the pullback to catch a break towards the downside. After entering this position, I took 2 of my contracts out at a fill price of 15.02 when Tesla was holding this previous day close, and the reasoning behind my exit was because QQQ, the tech sector, was also around the pre-market low, and QQQ was trying to hold the pre-market low. So that's why, as I said, if I'm in a position, I will make sure to lock in some profits because I can always exit my rest of the contracts at break even, and overall this trade will still be a green trade. I kept taking my partials around 821 and 820, but when Tesla broke 820, QQQ also broke the pre-market low, so that also helped Tesla. I had a crazy move in my favor. I was just holding one of my contract to catch a bigger move towards the downside, and I exited that one last contract at a fill price of 17.45, overall making around $1,300 on this trade by only holding this trade for like 5 minutes, which is amazing. And yes, going back to this trade, in theory I could have held my whole position from 827 to 817, but as I mentioned earlier, stocks have a tendency to go from low of the day to high of the day in 1 or 2 candles in this market. That's why I'm just scalping these moves. My strategy when I'm entering a position is to enter on the pullback, is to enter before the break, and if I catch the break, I want to exit my position in this market and focus purely on risk management. When everything was said and done, let's now take a look at my P&L. On my Tesla trade, on my second Tesla trade towards the downside, I made approximately $1,000, not $1,300, so sorry for the mistake. On my first Tesla trade, I made around $600. I also scalped Tesla towards the upside. When Tesla broke $800 level, it was very extended towards the downside. I took a quick scalp towards the upside, so I was buying the dip, and my stop loss was very small on that trade. In total, I lost around $600 on mRNA as well. If I would have held my mRNA trade looking at the 5 minutes, this trade would have been a green trade. But to be honest, I was also liking Tesla at that point. I was trading Tesla, I was focusing on Tesla. And if you guys have been following me for a while, you guys know that I don't like entering 2 positions at the same time. That's why I just cut my trade on mRNA and then I started focusing on Tesla. That's it guys. Hopefully you liked this video and the breakdown of level 2 on my first Tesla trade using Bookmap, and the second trade as well when we saw the rejection of 827. If you guys like this video, make sure that you guys give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and hit the bell notification because it helps out the channel a lot to grow and reach new traders out there. If you don't follow me on Instagram, make sure that you follow me there because first of all, it's free. You can see a lot of behind the scenes of a day trader, my life as a day trader, my green days and my red days. I post a lot on my Instagram as well. The link will be in the description box below. Thank you for watching and I will see you guys in the next video.